Grace. Grace. Only it said yes. The things we might have seen, the places we could have been. An English village green in the year 1908. The thwack of leather on willow. The laughter of happy children running free. The birdsong in the air. 1908. A vintage year. The Boy Scouts. The London Olympics. The wind in the willows. Okay. So admittedly it's not the crystal mountains of Moonintrot. Or the laughing seas of Baba Baba. But there's a lot to be said for an English village green. And for 1908, it's one of my favourite years. Hang on a mo though. This isn't 1908. This isn't even England. Unless my senses are deceiving me. Where have you brought me, old girl? I don't recognise this at all. And why is it so quiet? Where's the thwack of leather on willow? The birdsong in the air? There's something not right about this. Something very not right. I could try the church over there. Bound to be people in a church. Maybe not. The pub then. Bound to be people in a pub. Grace. The places we might have been. The things we could have seen. An English village pub on a sleepy Sunday in the summer. The church it is then. Sunday. Now why did I think it was a Sunday? No. Definitely not a Sunday. The pub it is then. Strange. Could have sworn it was a Sunday. England, where are you?
A little peace and quiet would be nice,
Hello?
I was enjoying a little grace of my own. Thank you. Now kindly go away, young man.
Oh, but this is fantastic. Brilliant.
Brilliant, eh? And what's so brilliant about it?
You being here, it's brilliant. I was just beginning to worry, just beginning to think something was terribly, terribly wrong. And then you showed up, here on this perfect English village green, and now everything is right with the world again. Tell me, what year is this?
You mean you don't know?
Well,
Yes. You thought it was 1908, didn't you? Well, you can think on that again, young man.
So, it's not 1908 then? Silly old girl, always letting me down.
Funny how you always refer to her as an old girl. In the scheme of things, she's really not that old.
I'm beginning to suspect that there's more to you than meets the eye, old man.
Philadelphia will get you nowhere.
I can see I'm going to have to change tack. So then, what a wonderful day, full of the promise of, spring?
Spring, is it? You have questions. You always have questions. So very many questions. Who am I, for instance? When are we? And where? But the answers aren't always as straightforward as you wish, are they, young man?
I can't work with the answers until I get some.
So you can't. So you can't. Mind you, you aren't always that good at working with the answers you've already got, are you?
I do all right, I think.
Maybe.
You'll answer my questions?
You didn't want to find out for yourself.
Ought I to want to?
Oh, no, very well. I will answer your questions. But I can't promise you'll like the answers very much. No, I can't promise that at all.
There's something very strange about this place. The TARDIS must have thought so too. I could have sworn it was Stockbridge. Stockbridge. Now where did that name spring from?
There's nothing strange about this place. My name, in answer to your first and still unmasked question, is Stream. I'll ask the questions myself then, will I?
Stream? That's a funny kind of name. I've come across some strangely named people in my time. Been to some strangely named places too. But I don't think I've ever come across a stream before. A flower child once. Well, that wasn't her given name.
You think Stream is my given name, do you?
Sorry. Excuse my discourtesy.
And I thought your manners had improved with age.
I might not look it, but I'm almost certainly older than you.
And you oughtn't to be so quick to make assumptions. You have no idea how old I am, how young I am. As it happens, you're almost certainly right.
I thought I might be. So, where is everybody? It surely can't be just you.
Oh, it's not just me, and it's not just you either, young man.
I feel like you're spinning me a riddle, or pulling my leg.
Or spinning you a riddle and pulling your leg.
Does that mean something? Or is it just gobbledygook?
Does anything mean anything, huh? Or is this life you're living just a fleeting explosion of chemicals and synapses, of massive importance while you're living in it, and equally trivial once you're gone?
Do you mean me in particular?
I'm not talking to anyone else.
Now it's you who's being rude.
One can only be true to oneself. The year is 1963 in answer to your second unmasked question.
1963?
Not quite as good a vintage as 1908, yes? That I'll admit. But not a bad year. As years go, it's a year of beginnings and ends, beginnings and ends, and middles.
So which is this? The beginning, the end, or the middle?
A beginning for you, I think. The beginning that comes after the end.
Very cryptic. It's almost like you're doing it on purpose.
Everything has a purpose, young man. And everything has a time.
Right.
And pardon me, but did I say 1963?
John Profumo, C.S. Lewis, Kim Philby, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. A year of ends, wouldn't you say?
Everything has an end. Everything is an end, you might say, depending on which angle you look at it from.
You're becoming amusing. You're doing it deliberately.
It's 1963, it's 1989. It's the Battle of Waterloo, Trafalgar, the Battle of Britain. It's birth and death and life, and all in the wrong order, wouldn't you say? Go forward softly, Doctor, and make your choices wise, and for a choice once made can never be unmade.
And now you're getting spooky.
It's just my thoughts tumbling out. You're thinking them too.
1963, 1989. Waterloo, Trafalgar, the Battle of Britain, Agincourt, Peladon, Ravelox. Narnia. You're describing my life. My past.
You're describing your life, your lives, your past. I am merely thinking about your future,
Thinking out loud.
Since when have you ever done your thinking any other way? This is England. This is an English village green, and you so loudly thought upon your arrival in it.
Thank you.
Ah, nice to see your manners returning at last. And so now I have a question for you.
You can ask, but I suspect you already know the answer.
You seem to be getting the hang of it.
You do seem so familiar. The Celestial Toymaker? No, too many questions and not enough tricks. The Dream Lord, then?
But the Dream Lord hasn't happened yet.
No, it hasn't, has it? So how could I know about that?
You're wondering who I am.
Well, you haven't done any wondering about who I am.
And that perplexes you. Perhaps I am the Dream Lord, the master of subconsciousness.
A very deliberate choice of words. And if you weren't in this no-place version of every place I've ever been, Stockbridge indeed, then I think you were telling me you're the master of the land of fiction. But you're not, are you? Your name, your not given name. It's an anagram, isn't it? A very simple anagram too. A very direct anagram.
I'm not the master, if that's who you take me for.
Ha! And I'm supposed to believe that?
But I suppose I could forgive you for making such an elementary, such a very simple error.
Ah. And I suppose you're going to tell me now that the truth is far weirder, and yet far simpler than that.
No, I'm not going to ask you a question. The question that I was intending to ask you only a minute ago before I was so rudely interrupted. By the question of my identity.
Ask away then.
Is it a question without an answer? Which is a green? When is a green not a green?
It's a riddle.
I'm not in the business of setting riddles, young man.
And what business are you in?
I'm not in any kind of business, thank you. I think you're in business, though.
That's coming from the church.
You might think that, old man, you might very well think that.
Well, where else? Not the pub, surely.
You'd better go and investigate. It's what you do so well.
Wait. It is coming from the pub.
The pub or the church? Which will it be?
I'd better go and investigate. I take it you're not coming then. I could do with the company.
You'll see me again. Perhaps. Go investigate.
It's what I do.
Yes, and you do so well. Remember why the cat needs his 9 lives, though, Doctor, and choose carefully. The church or the pub or the church.
I swear it's coming from one or the other.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. But choose carefully.
Is the choice so important then?
The choice is never as important as the choosing.
Righto. Goodbye, young man, and thank you for the questions.
Goodbye, Doctor.
But I chose the pub. I walked into the pub.
You chose the pub, but perhaps the church chose you.
Excuse me? Hello? Who's there?
Who's there indeed? Hello, old fellow. I'm sitting over here.
And so you are. I couldn't see you in the dark.
It's always been that way.
Do I know you? Have we met? I'm the doctor, by the way. Excuse my poor manners. It's being that kind of day.
Doctor, indeed you are. And no need to be sorry, young fellow. It's me who should apologize if I don't come over and introduce myself. They call me Rain.
Who calls you Rain?
Why, you just did.
Rain? Is that another...
Another anagram? No. But I am in something of a muddle.
Do you know what's going on here? I entered the pub. I opened the door and walked into the pub. This isn't the pub.
Quite right. The public house might be good for salving your thirst, but it's not your thirst you're here to salve.
What am I here to salve then?
You're not here to salve.
But I am here for something. What are you sitting in?
This is a chair. I am sitting in a chair.
But that's not a... I mean... This is a church. At least I think it is.
Yes, I'm sitting in a chair in a church.
But all the pews. And that's a... Why are you sitting in a cockpit?
It's my cockpit.
And you're stuck.
Stuck fast.
But there aren't any straps.
Yes, as you can see, no binds. But I am bound. Caught in a web. Trapped, trussed, tricked into a snare. I'm all tied up. I'm in a bit of a muddle, you might say.
But what exactly is it that's holding you there?
The will to leave. And a puzzle.
Okay, a puzzle. I'm rather good with puzzles.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Perhaps I can help you with your puzzle. If you were to help me with mine.
Okay. What do I need to do?
Are you any good with numbers?
I have some experience.
Oh yes, you're a genius, aren't you? See this on the arm of the chair?
This? It's why... It's a pocket calculator. Strange thing to find attached to the arm of a chair.
And where would you have it attached?
I wouldn't, I suppose. It should be in a classroom, maybe.
Classroom. Somewhere set aside for the education of the less wise.
Maybe.
And where do you think we are?
A church. Okay, I'll give you that one. So what do you need me to do?
It's a puzzle. Are you any good with sums?
2 + 2 = 4? That sort of thing?
Yes, exactly that sort of thing.
Why, that's a child's sum. Very easy.
Everything is easy once you know the answer. But be very careful. The keypad can only accept your first answer.
It seems. I've lived through this cliché before.
Is there anything you haven't lived through before?
Touché. And I suppose there's a penalty for an incorrect answer.
There is always a penalty for an incorrect answer.
Very well. What is the question?
It's there on the screen.
2 + 2 = 5?
2 + 2 = 5.
Just that? Nothing more?
Just that. Nothing more.
But that's physics. You can't do that on a calculator.
It's mathematics. Just type it in on the keypad.
Very well.
No, 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 no! Wait, oh my goodness gracious me! Have you thought about this? The keypad can only accept your first answer. Did you not hear me?
I heard you. But 2 + 2 = 5 is not a question. It's an equation. I don't understand.
You must type in the question and the answer both at the same time. Only then will I be free.
Ah, an integer button. I think I get it.
And how far did you get? How far did you type?
Only 2. I only typed as far as 2.
Good.
But here's the thing. Should I really want you to be free? Is everything here really what it seems?
That depends. What does everything here seem to be, and more? Do you really want to be free?
Are you saying that it is me who is trapped?
If I am trapped, you are trapped. Finish the equation. I have something to show you.
Something to show me? Finish the equation. What have I got to lose? So, 2.4 plus 2.4 equals 4.8. There!
That is the equation?
That is the question. Here is the answer, expressed as an integer. And thus, 2 + 2 = 5.
Very clever. The integers become the solution. Fractions become whole.
And you can get out of the chair now?
I've always been able to get out of the chair.
I thought as much. How are your legs?
My legs are fine. You want me to help you with your little problem now, don't you?
That was the understanding, as I understood it.
I'll do the standing, thank you. Come with me. I have something to show you.
I have a number of questions.
Don't bother asking them. You won't get the answers you want.
Why not? I mean, is there any particular reason why I shouldn't ask?
This is not a place of questions and answers.
All evidence to the contrary.
You don't always need to ask questions to get answers, and you don't always look for answers when you ask questions.
So, I'm not looking for answers then. What am I looking for?
This.
What? It's a giant rabbit hole, right in the middle of the church.
It takes a certain kind of rabbit to need a hole that big.
This is not right.
What is right, eh? And what is wrong? Remember where you were before you were here.
You mean outside?
I mean before you were here.
I don't follow.
You never do. Perhaps you should. Goodbye, Doctor. The church is the most public of public houses.
Ah! Son of a bell! Oh, my rump! Oh. Is this a pirate ship? I'm surprised to find out it's deserted, though. Still, I'd lay it better at least to find one.
Great thundering helicots, man. What on earth are you doing down there? Tether yourself up quick. You don't want to get yourself taken overboard.
Ha! Don't worry. I can't die here, you know.
The devil you can't. Tie yourself up, I say.
Okay. Alright.
What do you mean you can't die here? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, just a thought. Right. Where is here, anyway?
Hold tight, young man. Big one coming. All right down there.
I'm okay. Well, a little wet, but I'm okay. Actually, Doctor, you're not even wet.
Have a lot of thoughts, do you?
Yes, I suppose I do. Well, here's one or two. Where's your crew? Actually, what ship is this anyway? The Mary Celeste? Ah, the SS Bernice. Or the Flying Dutchman.
Yes, well, I can see you do have a lot of thoughts. No time for thinking now, young fella. Another big one coming in. Hold tight.
Hell's bells!
Jumping Jehoshaphat. Give me a hand, will you?
Where are you?
I'm down here on the hole, you lank-head cretin. I'm down here.
Okay, I see you. But you're too far down. I can't reach you.
Then you'll have to climb down.
How? There's nothing to get a handhold on.
Just get on with it, man. I can't keep my grip much longer.
Wait a second. I'll get a rope. Oh. Okay. I think this is long enough. I'll lower it down.
Good gracious, man. Just climb down and get me.
You're rather rude for someone in need of rescuing, aren't you?
Oh, this coming from a man who crash-landed on the deck of my ship.
Fair comment. Hold on, here I come! You know, I've been having the strangest kind of day. First I was in Stockbridge. At least, it might have been Stockbridge. Only there wasn't any cricket. And I do so love a good game of cricket.
I'm losing my grip here.
Oh, just hold on! Oh, I was in a pub. Only it wasn't a pub. It was a church. A church with a cockpit inside, for some reason. A cockpit and a rabbit hole. An enormous rabbit hole.
Oh, how curious. Well, now, will you hurry up?
Sorry. I'm almost there. Well, and then I went down a rabbit hole. Curiouser and curiouser, you might say. And here I am. Got you!
What a lovely story.
Oh, not a story. Something else. Let's get you topside. I suppose... Almost there. I suppose it's ocean, isn't it? Something like that.
What on earth are you talking about?
Your name. Ah, here we are. Over you go. Oh.
Thank you. Now kindly tell me what the blazes you're blathering on about.
It's ocean, isn't it? Has to be. That would seem to fit. Yes, that would be about right. That wasn't a real storm. That wasn't even real rain.
Puff and nonsense. The storm has lifted. That's all.
Okay then. Your name. I mean, we've had stream and then rain. Ocean would be an appropriate one for you. Sort of appropriate. Although there wasn't anything appropriate about the other two. Okay then, if not ocean, what about river? River pond, perhaps?
What other two? There are no other two. The name's Poke.
Poke? That doesn't seem to fit. Not in any kind of way.
Well, that's the best I can offer you.
Hang on a minute. I know you!
I can assure you we've never met.
Oh, but we have. Well, not quite. Not met. But oh, this is so incredible. It's like my lives are flashing before my eyes. Now, wait a minute. That doesn't mean I'm about to die. Does it?
You can't die here. You said. Your words.
And you can't die here either, can you? So what was that little scenario with the falling overboard about, eh? Where is here anyway? This is the Matrix, isn't it? It has to be.
Young man, I can assure you we are on the ship. We are not in any kind of matrix.
Young man, if ever anything was curiouser and curiouser, I feel like Alice, you know.
Well, you don't look like Alice.
But would you even know what Alice looks like? This isn't real. None of it. I haven't seen anything real since I got here.
Ah, but would you even know what reality looks like?
Well, I deny this reality. This reality is nothing but a computational matrix.
That didn't get you anywhere. A tot of rum is what you need, young man. A tot of rum and some nice warm clothes.
But this isn't real. This is the Matrix. It must be. Otherwise, how can I keep meeting...
Let's get you below decks. Get you out of those wet things.
Look at me, Poke. I'm not even wet.
Fine for you to say, Doctor. Okay. But let's get you below.
This is the Matrix. What else could it be?
Come on, in you go.
Oh, yes. I suppose I'll find myself somewhere entirely as I step through those doors.
No, Doctor. You'll be here on the ship, just exactly where you've always been.
Yes, I'll bet. Well, here goes.
The Doctor, on the ship, just where you've always been.
Below decks indeed. Mind you, it is dark down here. It's just conceivable. No. Below decks. Oh! Oh! What was that? A table? Oh, yes! A table! I can see a little bit better now. What is this place? Looks like a sitting room. Yes, a living room of some kind. Slightly funny looking though. And must be after dark. There's no light coming in through the windows. Funny material. Very thick and kind of fake. Very odd. And no light at all outside either. Just pitch darkness. I can't see a thing outside. Wait a mo. Are those people over there? I suppose there should be somebody here. After all, that is how my day seems to be going. Made of wood? 2 people made of wood? Why would anyone keep life-size wooden people in their living room?
Talking to yourself, Doctor?
But of course. What else would I be doing?
Indeed, you always do.
And were you hiding?
Oh, here and there. Welcome.
Welcome. So, you've been expecting me. But then, I suppose I was expecting you.
I don't suppose there are any surprises left for either of us.
What does that mean? And welcome to where exactly? What is this place?
It seems to be a room. A very dark room.
With 2 wooden people in it.
Undeniably.
I didn't mean this room, you know, when I asked what this place was.
Oh, I know.
I meant this place.
I know no more than you do, you know.
I very much doubt that.
Oh, but it's true. Our knowledge is the same.
So, we have to find things out together. Is that it? I'm the doctor, by the way. Pleased to meet you.
Name of flavor.
Name of flavour? Well, that's something you knew and I didn't.
Not any longer, Doctor. Our knowledge is in balance once again.
I'm not sure that I like you very much. There's something unknowable about you.
Nevertheless.
We have to find things out together. Yes. Tell me, how long have you been here?
I've always been here.
Always?
Well, for as long as you have at least. I've been here as long as you've been here.
Not exactly always then, is it?
That rather depends on how long you've been here, doesn't it?
I've only just arrived.
Oh, well, bully for you.
You're even more cryptic than the others.
I'm not being cryptic, Doctor. I'm simply answering your questions.
Hardly. Well, yes, I suppose you are. But you're not helping any, are you?
That rather depends on what kind of help you want.
I want to know where I am and what I'm doing here.
Very well then. Let's find out, Doctor. Let's investigate, shall we? Tell me what you see.
Okay. A room?
Oh, very good. Very good, Doctor. A room. But what's in the room?
Well now, 4 chairs, a table, all laid out for dinner, a sofa, a cabinet of some kind, a window, 2 windows, 2 completely black windows, 2 doors, one at either end, and 2 wooden people.
And what else?
What else? I don't know.
2 wooden people?
2 wooden people, and you and I, of course. 4 people, 2 wooden.
Anything else?
Nothing. Nothing else.
Anything behind the sofa, Doctor?
Yes. A television set. A very old-fashioned one, too, mind you. There's, something funny looking about it. It's not real. It's made out of wood.
Just like the people.
And this sofa, the weave, it's far too big. We're in a doll's house, aren't we?
Indeed.
You knew that before I did.
I knew that as you did. I suspected before you did, that's all.
So, our knowledge is balanced still, eh?
Our knowledge is always in balance.
And these 2 wooden people, they're dolls. And what now?
Clockwork dolls.
We'd better hide. Quick! Behind the sofa!
That's you, isn't it? Always assuming the worst. There's nothing to fear from these dolls. They're not carrying weapons. Or do you think they're going to hug us to death?
They might. I've seen it before.
Don't be silly, Doctor. Come on out and meet them.
They're beautiful. Beautiful, but odd. Do they talk? Oh, Perhaps not. Are we in the domain of the celestial toymaker, after all?
You still don't fancy this is the Matrix, then?
I don't know what to think anymore. And you know far more than you're letting on.
You think so? I really don't. I just keep my mind open and trust in the ability of my senses. I would have expected the same from you.
Touché. Oh, why Flavor, by the way?
I beg your pardon?
The name Flavor. What's the thinking behind that?
How could I possibly know the answer to that? Perhaps it's a question you're better off asking yourself.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Hold on. Here we go. What's happening now?
I do believe the dolls are taking up positions.
Positions?
They're walking towards the doors. Either they're taking up positions or they're leaving us. And I can't see them leaving us.
And is there any reason why not?
Think about it. There's only one person who can leave this world.
I'm the only one who can leave, am I? Am I the only one? What about you?
Oh, I shall be gone after you've gone. Ha! We're on.
We're on?
Whatever happens next happens now. This way, Doctor. This way, Doctor.
That's my cue to leave then. I wonder where I'll end up next.
It seems you have a choice to make, Doctor.
They have your voice. They were speaking in your voice.
We all speak in one voice. There is only one voice. You'd better make your choice.
Well, there is only one voice. How do I choose?
Well, which door did you come in through?
That one, I think. Does it really matter, do you suppose?
Does it matter which door you came in through, or does it matter which door you choose to leave by?
I suppose it does matter then.
Ask yourself this. Do you want to go back to the ship?
Probably not.
Yeah.
And that's funny?
Make your choice, Doctor. Inquisitive man.
You're quite right. There really isn't a choice at all.
Goodbye, Doctor. See you in the next place.
And goodbye to you too, Doctor. I'll see you in my dreams. Now, what am I going to find in here?
What indeed? You'll see me in the ship.